What's up? Glenn Lentz here. Welcome back to the 12 Days of Plug and Plays here on Spider Plays. That's a lot of plays. Anyway, today's Plug and Play is an odd one. It's one I've wanted to show off to the world for quite a long time. I don't know whoever had this one, but it's weird as balls. It's the Milton-Bradley Whack-A-Mole Plug and Play. This thing's like a 3-year-old's wet dream. I could have chose a better joke to make. Okay, let's just go with this. All the big, bright, colorful buttons on it. If you got one of those like stoner friends who always gets amused by like the smallest shit, they got ADHD, they could actually get lost in this thing for hours just staring at it before they even make it to the actual gameplay. I mean, goddamn, look at this thing. I mean, it's big, it's clunky, it's got these huge-ass, colorful buttons on it. There's like these huge, you can just feel the huge springs in these fucking things. And of course you got your quit button and your special button, which we'll talk about later, and you got your on-off switch down here. Good lord, is this a big, clunky, ugly fucker. After recording this video and playing with this thing, I felt like I just took home a big drunken fat woman at the bar and we had sex, and I felt like shit the next day about it. Anyway, without further ado, let's fucking have a good gander at this big ol' fucking slubbin' chode. Well, this one's Rosie O'Donnell-sized ass loads of fun right here. As soon as you start it up, you'll notice the overly corny and goofy music, and the strange cartoony graphics. I mean, I guess it complements what this game's supposed to be anyway, for little kids. I mean, it's not terrible, it's not the worst I've ever heard or the worst I've ever seen. It's like your standard 16-bit fare, like something you'd find on a Sega Genesis. As soon as you get to the menu screen, though, you'll notice a bunch of options. And obviously, it's color coordinated, so you gotta use the big, colorful buttons on the control. You get the options, which I didn't even look at. You get the training, which I didn't look at, because, you know, frankly, I don't really care. I just want to get to the game. You get a new game function and a saved game function. For the life of me, I can't wrap my head around the fact that these things have a saved game function. Like, almost every plug and play I've played has a save game function. Why would you ever need that on something like that? And then once you take out the AA batteries, the progress isn't lost, which means there's a button cell battery on the inside of this thing saving the progress. Who in fucking hell would ever care about their high score on a goddamn plug and play, especially 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Who the fuck's gonna have these things? I sure as shit ain't. I'm giving these fuckers away after these videos. Anyway, let's get on with it. Well, I'd like to talk about the controls. First thing I'd say is any retard can play whack-a-mole, so the controls can't be that hard, right? Until you get to the menu area where you can choose a level. Now, I'm assuming that's what the training menu is for. It's to train you how to navigate this fucking area just to get to a level to play. It's really confusing, and it's not very self-explanatory. You just kind of gotta hit buttons and just hope for the best, and hopefully you'll go to that level you pick. Now, before I go anywhere with this game operates like a Chuck E. Cheese. You gotta play the games and get tickets to earn access to prizes. In this case, your prize is the final adventure. Now, I'm not gonna get anywhere near the amount of tickets I need because my attention span's gonna wear out long before I can get that many. So we'll just choose one of the other 6 locations you can go to. They're pretty diverse. You got the beach, the city street, the backyard garden, winter fun, visit the farm, and the mansion. And each area looks okay, I guess. And when you go to each area, you get 4 different modes again. Pop-up moles is your standard whack-a-mole fare. You know, you just press the corresponding buttons to wherever the mole pops up in the hole and stuff. And there's certain power-ups you can get, which I'll get to in a second. Now, the second option is the runaround moles, and that's exactly it. The moles just walk around, and you kind of got to try and hit them. It's exciting as watching paint dry outside and cars rust and grass growing. It's a sight to behold. Now on the controller, you notice there's a special button, and that's for when you get a special power-up. Like you can get ice, which freezes enemies, and you can get cans, which, you know, takes out your enemies. I just find that they're worthless. They don't mean shit. You might as well just use your mallet the whole time. It's just a stupid mechanic that really doesn't mean anything on this fucking thing. There's other things that are sitting around that you can hit that you can get extra points for, like it really even matters. I'm assuming it's just to get more tickets. If you hit certain things, you'll get docked points. Oh, the humanity. Now, I'm not even pointing out the worst parts of it. The gameplay is whack-a-mole. It's nothing special. It's something that's you're better off playing in, you know, the arcade, someplace like Chuck E. Cheese. You'd have more fun with it. I mean, I guess the buttons on the controller can take a pounding, so I guess if you really wanted to, you could beat the shit out of a controller and make it seem like you're really beating the shit out of these moles. The worst god-awful part about this is your ears just constantly get assaulted with obnoxious one-liners from these fucking things. And they never, ever shut up. It just keeps going and going and going, and their lines are so fucking stupid. Another thing, too, I'm assuming they did this on purpose, but the moles look like Alvin and the Chipmunks. So I'm assuming they're trying to capitalize on the popularity of that. I don't know if that movie came out when this thing came out, but I'm assuming that's where they got the designs from. There's a lot of things that went through my mind playing this, and I didn't have any alcohol either because I kind of stopped drinking. Just, you know, what am I doing with my life? What is the meaning of life? I kind of stopped paying attention to look at the ladybug that was crawling on the wall. I was thinking about my tuna wrap I was going to have the next morning along with my soda like I have every morning. Is this game meant for someone of my age? No, but I can't imagine even liking this if I was 3 years old. Well, there you have it, the Milton-Bradley Whack-A-Mole. I can't believe how far from grace these guys fell. I mean, they made such a great game for the NES, Captain Skyhawk. It was one of my favorite games growing up. And then they put out this shit. I know it's, you know, the appropriate age group is like 2 and up, but I can't imagine many 2 or 3-year-olds that actually want to play with this thing for more than 5 minutes. It's a mystery. It's a paradox. It's just one of those great mysteries of human life that I can't believe it exists. And is it worth $20? Fucking hell no. Hell no. If you see this thing, toss it away. But that's it for this episode of the 12 Days of Plug and Plays. We still got a lot more to get through, guys, so tune in tomorrow for the next one. See you next time.